Okay, got cut out there. I guess I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with these Valheim recordings soon, because that's like I have a full 500 gigabyte disk full of Valheim recordings. So I either do some sort of mega dump that no one will ever watch, or I just delete them and lose it. That's a really hard decision. But either way, something's got to be done. Because normally I record things and then I upload them and then delete it. But that's not really happening if I'm just like eternally on hold here. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, you have to like if an animal eats something that's really good for it, yeah, I probably will. That is the ideal thing to do would be to edit them and take the interesting parts, because there's so much of Valheim that's like grinding and harvesting and stuff. But to go through all that, that's hard. I'll have to figure it out sooner rather than later, because I think I only have like, I'm not sure how much room I even have on like my second, on my other, like, I have 2 different hard drives that I have recordings on. Anyway, I'll have to figure that out. That would take hundreds of hours to go through, I think. This is probably like, conservatively a 300-hour playthrough. I think. I would say I think that'd be an accurate assessment. Anyway, I'll figure it out. Yeah, I wonder how much animals, like, when they eat well, they're like, oh man, I feel great. Or whether it's just like you eat and have the rush to do it. Oh, please. There you go. It just kind of feels like satisfaction with how you're doing is as much of a benefit than actually like how well you're doing is when it comes to like nutrition and supplements, etc. In Fallout 3, before level 4, you're getting so many bad perks to have. I wonder if I play Fallout 3 and New Vegas, if like 2 games in the same engine is too excessive. Whether I should do Fallout, New Vegas, and then 4, but again, as I said, I don't really feel like doing 4. It'll be tough to figure out. I'm taking like the worst way up this mountain possible. What are some of the perks they're giving you? I added 1/3 of my 7 Days to Die records and half of my MSC, yeah. It's a nice little house. Right at the peak of the mountain. Yeah. I'm aware of that game, though I didn't know what acronym you were talking about there. Understandably, I suppose. That game looks like a really funny playthrough. Pissing and flipping people off as like hotkey commands. Pretty funny. I guess it'd be a question of what parts are important. The high action of like boss battles, a base tour. Do I just put everything up because YouTube has infinite storage space? It's tough to say. I suppose I might as well do it. So that was the worst way down the mountain ever. Yeah, those are pretty bad. Those are like just numerical. I guess I'd probably take the 10% more XP while leveling. Although 1 special point is pretty tempting. This is beautiful. The snow going through the fields like this. I would for sure, like... Yeah. The special point is for sure the best one. Although that 10% leveling one would be hard for me to turn down, generally speaking. That's the kind of shit that, like, that kind of optimization, so your later time is worth more, it's hard to turn down. Especially since I'm sure there's ways to, like, get more special points later on. Like the surgeries that the Brotherhood of Steel. Spend 7 weeks under the knife near the end of the game. Alright, so here is the fucking Stonehenge. What's wrong, baby? Hold on, cat calls. What's up, baby? You wanna go outside? My parents were looking after my cat for like about a year while I was traveling, and they also stumbled into like a kitten of their own who just like showed up like in a late November rainstorm, and they said it was funny the way the two cats were different. The cat that they had, the younger one, if she wanted something, she would like meow at you and then lead you to the thing that you wanted, whereas my cat would just stare at them and just meow and just look concerned. It's very accurate to the way that she is. It's not always necessarily clear what the hell she wants. This case it was, she wanted to go outside. And a lot of times she just wants acknowledgement. Okay, so here's the Stonehenge. And there's nothing here except this chest. What's that? Oh, it's just a bit of light. Alright. So I guess I'm just unlucky. Alright, I'm looking it up. Fuck it. I don't care. This doesn't... This Rock Paper Shotgun one, which used to be a good website, doesn't say. It just says you'll want to search in and around fueling villages and outposts. And then the fandom, I suppose, is what you looked at. No comments here. This is about as much as, is it really Yagloof? You're right, it doesn't say. Reddit is like probably the best thing here. People, look at these people whining. As a solo, the grind of finding the next boss's Vegvisir is probably the least enjoyable part of the game. Carrying the eggs to Motor's altar is a close second. Bitch, I found 3 eggs on the mountain that Motor was on. Quit crying. I literally don't have the time to scour the map for Yaglu's Vegvisir as much as I want to say I'd solo the game. Ba 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 ba. So it seems like there's just a really low drop rate. All these people are cheating. Okay, so you just have to keep looking for. This is probably the first thing I've ever looked up in this about this game. Sometimes a cat doesn't meow when it wants to go outside. What is this? Yeah. So I guess you just got to keep fucking grinding the. I guess you got to keep. Yeah, he's got time. He's got time to play solo Valheim, but not the time to run around finding stuff. Okay, so I guess you got to just keep looking for more Stonehenges. So I guess I'm just like on. I guess I'm just on Scour and Scout mode now, I guess. Okay, so I think there's a plains up north here. Let's see if I can cross over and find another one. Did I bring enough food? I have a decent amount of food. Look at this, I must have killed a Grey Dwarf. What time is it? 3:45? Oh, I got plenty of time to do exactly what... I'm going to go get this tar. Tar, I feel like, is something I'm going to want a lot of for, like, shingles and shit. Like, it's not even worth it. I'm just going to do, like, console commands. Ow. Shut up, nerd. Crying on Reddit. The things that have been going on with Reddit lately, like the close, it's annoying that some of the websites, some of the subreddits I would like go to for information, are closed, and I have like definitely have like Schadenfreude about this happening, because I think Reddit is like the shittiest social media site, and like the people bum me out so much. Like you don't want to have like, because it's primarily a debate site, but like long form, you know what I mean? I don't know. Twitter is one that Reddit is one that I wouldn't like mind if it like ate dust. Okay, what's up there? This is plains up here. This is interesting. Marshy plains. Okay, time to eat some foods so I don't get assassinated in the water. Is this also plains? Yeah. It's not meadow. Okay, so one thing I have a very bad habit of in games, this used to like hold me up in like doing arenas and like WoW, etc. was looking at my keyboard too much. And in like in a game like League, looking at my cooldowns too much. You gotta just kind of like play instinctively. Something that, like in this game, I like too often look at a couple too many things instead of just like reacting to what's on screen. Okay, it's very much becoming nighttime again. Oh, hey, buddy. Ambushed by gulls. This looks like we're getting to the Black Forest. So this is just a little tiny stripe of plains. This map suggests. Okay, so yeah, I mean it's useful for some things, like things like this for a game where you need to have like not just like one website's like sentence about it. You need to have some like definitive details. I think Reddit's pretty good for that kind of stuff. You'll get the answer though somewhere. Some plains here. Some plains here. This one doesn't have anything that I recall. So, I guess I can explore this. There is a lot of plains around. I guess we're on explorer mode, I guess. At the same time, though, I could go back and take take portals to some of these places that are close by. Let me see. This is far. Okay, I'm gonna go back and check out the other islands that I only have partially explored. I'm so chintzy with food in this game. I'm gonna be down to 25 soon, running through the plains. I got 3 minutes to get home. This is the better way home because there's more Black Forest to go through. My like vastly overgeneralization about social media is that Instagram is for good-looking dumb people, Twitter is for smart ugly people, and oh, what the fuck was that? And Reddit is for midwits. Oh, some fucker. People who like want to debate because they'll feel smart debating. Can you? This guy is juking the shit out of me. Oh. I don't know about TikTok. TikTok is just like a generational thing. My friend says it's for like the goldfish mine generation. He has pretty strong opinions on stuff. But it's also like TikTok is undeniably still like the place that's the most culturally influential. Just by virtue of like how many you'll see way more things shared on other social media from TikTok than you will see the opposite. You will see the inverse. It's clearly the one that provides like the most entertainment, the most like new shit right now for sure. There's a period like last year or something like that where like most of the good new stuff you'd see would be like vertical videos from TikTok. Because you see the little symbol. The people are like, this is funny. It was like the most influential type of thing like that happening. Don't poison me, please. I'm busy. Yeah. YouTube comments are like pretty just funny. Like there's no real benefit to it except like some people saying funny shit. Like a donkey comment stream or something like that. Yeah. I guess that's fair. But that's like, you don't have to compare yourself to people. You can just see, it's just like a metric of how many people have seen it. YouTube's been really amazing. Just to realize how many people from like so many different countries can plug into each other's material. Like it doesn't seem like very region locked, you know what I mean? If I look at like metrics of who watches a video, it's like maybe a quarter North American. Pretty cool. Like you wouldn't be posting them unless to some degree you want them to be seen, right? So don't you want that metric? I understand what you mean. Like sometimes you'll look at the numbers some people get and it's like, oh shit. Like it's a whole different ballgame. One of my best friends, like younger brother, is set for life by like 26 just off doing YouTube stuff. He mostly does like content that's like fun games and like contest and turn this into this and that kind of thing for videos that are like basically aimed toward like tweens. And he's like owns like 4 apartment buildings and he's like literally good for life from it. Just from starting at like 18 or something doing that. Respect. There's a lot of people who make content that's like very, very, very geared toward like max views and retention and engagement. And that's what YouTube like rewards to some degree. Okay, I need to eat something before this gets out of hand. Why is this guy going for me? I didn't do anything to you. Right. Yeah, I mean, like, then why take it badly? The view count doesn't mean anything to you if you're not going for views. You know what I mean? You could even just set it to private. like I guess you have for some of the videos. It's funny how little it does and doesn't mean anything. Like, I can see a video that's got like 40 and a video that's got like 100. And then I'll look at like a channel I made, like I'll look at a video I put up after I finished film school where I put like a little 4-minute video up and it has like 10 times that much. And then I'll remember that like a friend of mine who, when we used to play ranked 5s in League of Legends, put a video up of us winning a game where our Nexus had been down to 1 HP. And I think it has like 400,000 views. You know what I mean? But it turned into like a couple of dozen subscribers for him. So none of those things, like, they all mean equally little, it feels like. I had friends be like, that's crazy that your video from the game you were in, look, there's you, has like that many, like, hundreds of thousands of views, because like the dream scenario had happened. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm gonna die here. Actually, I'm probably not gonna die, but these guys are really annoying. Like, the dream scenario happened of like surviving a game where the Nexus was 1 HP. Okay, these guys are really annoying. Ow. Actually, the boost. What is this? Obelisk? Okay. Okay, you guys can just all fuck off. But it just I don't know, it just doesn't mean anything. I guess for one, it's not my video. I guess that matters. Is there a tar pit near here or something? What's happening? This is fucking chaos. This place is wild in. Have I wondered why there are view counts? No. Pretty understandable. Well, I mean, I could maybe guess what you're saying. In that, like, is it to incentivize certain behaviors or something? Where'd that Desquito go? This is so annoying. Oh my god! I can just never build on a stamina. I guess because I don't have enough stats because I haven't eaten. I think every platform has those things, doesn't it? Oh, I'm gonna die. I have to eat something here. God, this is annoying. Okay, it's morning. Do you guys mind going away? Like, everything shows amount of likes and things like that, just to compare, because, like, what, like, do you ever talk to someone boring? Who's like, they hear that you do something about YouTube or anything. Every time there's like a mainstream normie article, it's always about follower count. You know what I mean? Like, if it's like SQC gets this deal, or Pokemon takes like break from stream or something like that. It seems like a lot of times like mainstream media or like more normie media will talk about follower count as like the metric for how big someone is. But I don't think if you're actually in that community, like if you're someone who watches a lot of Twitch, etc., I don't think follower count is like really like a good way of like figuring out how big someone is relatively. It's like average viewers. And if you're really into it, you'd say number of subs, because like that's really the sense of engagement. There's people who make good money despite only having 2,000-3,000 viewers because they have really loyal subs. Or someone who might have like 60-70K. Most of those people are people who aren't necessarily spending money besides like primes. So they're really like, I think those kind of like views, those, I don't know. All right, later, fellas. I guess if they didn't exist, the main result would be that the algorithm would just be more opaque. Wouldn't just be like we would have less insight to some degree into like how YouTube shows us the things it shows us? Wouldn't that be like the main result to some degree? I guess, yeah, people would also be like comparing themselves less. I guess that means something. Okay, off to my next adventure. Like, people would have less insight into which videos they're being shown and why they're being shown it if there wasn't view counts. Because you get a sense sometimes like, oh, this is like a huge video a lot of people watched. Or this is more popular than this person's video. Likes are different than views. I think I'm going to the East Island now. Likes are different than views in that, like, some people don't see the point of liking. And some people do it altruistically to help people. I for years just used the like button as basically like a collection of videos that I wanted to keep. Like, these are the ones if I can just autoplay my liked video list, then I have like a sweet music playlist from like artists that made music that I liked. Okay, directly east of the plains. I think views is like the only metric that like really says anything. I mean, if you're the creator, then you look at retention and like hours viewed or like average time viewed. Then those are the things you're kind of getting at. Alright, let's hope this is the plains of my dreams. Okay, I guess now we're not even necessarily trying to clear those villages, because really all I'd be getting would be skill points. Swords is back up to 22. Clubs, this counts as a club, right? Here's a swamp. Take a little peek from up top. Yeah, I don't like showing those kind of things either. A lot of those things are like, I don't feel the need to like display for sure. They're for me, you know? Okay, so plains are this way. This is a busy zone. Mountain, swamp, and plains all jammed in together. All right. So away we go. Time to sit down and enjoy myself a nice berry and mammoth pie. God, that's gonna be delicious. Can't wait. I'm so impatient in this game. Yeah. Sometimes I like a video to remember myself of it. Sometimes I do it just to say that it was quite good. It used to be that there was like a guy who made video game compilations. Like, he posts videos all the time of like songs from various games. And so his name was Supra Darky. He had like thousands of, like, probably like 3,000 to 4,000 postings before like his shit got taken down, and now he has does it like these private playlists, etc. But for a while, I would listen to his playlists, which were collated into playlists of 200 songs each. His best VGM playlists. Jesus, relax, fellas. And then I would like the ones that I liked. I probably liked about 500 of like the 3,500. Normally the songs that were like more mellow. And then I would just use that my liked playlist as like my best of list for listening to all the music he put out. Because he put out a ton of songs. I learned a ton of video game music and got introduced to a lot of new games, honestly, from that. But there's a lot of like bleep bloop, like funny XD random songs in it that I could definitely do without. Okay, this might not be the continent for me. This is a very thin bit of plains. More over there, so go this way, I guess. Oh, plains up here, nice. Okay, so keep going. See if we can find some more. I could use like a helicopter, or maybe should I take the saddle up and ride the locks around? Roam the plains on that guy? That would make this fun. It'd be pretty grindy just to run to place in my heavy armor. This is a funny little like mountain plains type thing. It's like I'm in Montana. Had to sit here for a moment. Oh, you're still coming, huh? We're having like a Anakin Skywalker-esque duel on the rock, which you lost. Black metal scrap, no thank you. I'll keep to my 60. I'll keep to my 60 weight. My tight, clean inventory. A Desquito. What'd you go for there? Misty. Okay, this is a waste. There's nothing here. It's too small. It's like this little like messed up strip. No, please, I don't want to fight you. The locks still terrify me. I wonder if I could actually block their blows now. They're a quick little hit. I don't have a lot of health right now. I don't really feel like eating just to fight this guy. Alright, so we're trying to get all the way to the north. There's gonna be for sure nothing here. I should for sure turn back. Or go, what was I gonna do? I was gonna go to the southeast and find the next plane. Another one, eh? It looks like a little thin chunk of plains. Okay, we're going through. I wonder if they think they should, like, you know, maybe tweak the difficulty a little bit. I guess maybe because they wanted it to be difficult because this was the final biome, and they didn't want it to be too easy. Right? That'd be the reason that this is so, like, abominably grindy. Any fellers in the water? I could use some blood bags. Yeah, people for public service have made a lot of alterations for sure. With the next patch that comes out in the next few weeks, there's a lot of really big changes in terms of like difficulty sliders. They're making it a lot easier and much more punishing modes in terms of how you want to play your game. I mean, about time, I guess. I like the game. I like when games are like a little stricter on like, this is our game's design. This is what it's balanced around. Rather than like trying to be something for everybody. I like it better when they're like, nah, this is how our game works. This is the difficulty we balance around. I like that a lot. takes courage to some degree. Maybe the plains is like the way across or something. This is weird. I'm just like lost. I'm just aimlessly wandering. This is also the only zone without... This is pretty funny because it's a toxic swamp. This is also the only zone where there's not like snacks on the ground to eat. All you can get here is turnips. And you have to grow them. And they're turnips, you know? Pretty joyless. Ooh, nice dodge. The old accidental dodge on him. There's one more. Normally you can like give him berries on the ground. You don't want to do that here. You'll get like dengue fever. Is that guy 1 star? I wonder why I got... That guy took 2 hits. More crypts. I'm not going to bother putting these crypts in the map. I'm never going to use... I don't think I'll ever need this much iron. But I will keep doing it just out of stubbornness. Okay, someday. At least they consistently give blood bags. That part's good. There is always that. There's a lot of crypts here. I used to like struggle to find some. And then when you're just like wandering through a swamp you don't want to be wandering through, there's like 12. It also seems like the abominations are like more likely to be found in like the central parts of it. Running along the coast has been like pretty clear of friction. Yeah, I agree. You'll also have more people quit though. There's a vast majority of people, and now I speak of the devil. When they talk about like, it's the same thing with, it's actually the same thing with TV shows. Like when they look at retention stats for like how many people finish games and how many people finish shows, I'm always totally shocked by how low those numbers are. Just like because of how it contrasts with my habits, which is that like I don't get into anything unless I think I'm gonna like go all the way through it, which means I try less things, but it means I finish essentially everything. It takes me a while to be like convinced that I'm gonna watch a show. It all comes back to like when there started to be like shows on DVD quite regularly. And then like a show like Lost or like the Prison Break or whatever. Those are like the popular shows. And then like it started to be the point where people, I guess because you could download them for free, might have been part of it, or just generally because it became popular to be able to have like a complete series that you could buy for $40. That people started to be like a lot more like offhand and a lot more like careless with just being like, yeah, you should check the show out. Yeah, you should watch this show, this whole show. It's like, dog, that's like 6 seasons of like 14 episodes each, of hour-long episodes. Like, you can't just like drop that on people and expect them to do it unless you like really, really are selecting carefully. And no one did that. People are like, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, check this out. It's like, well, fuck you, man. Like the whole recommendation system went out the window when it came to like how easily you could get whole shows as a collection. The whole thing went to shit. Okay, good luck, pal. And now I don't know how. I haven't really thought about it. I'm not sure how it's different now with like the streaming era. For a while, it was different when they would like whole shows would get dropped all at once. I'm not sure how much they do that now. They kind of went back to like a weekly release model. I think generally speaking. Okay, where's the next plains I'm going to? Is this really all going to be Black Forest? That's shocking to me. This would be like the biggest Black Forest in history. That's what all this was. Black Forest, Black Forest, Black Forest. Uninterrupted Black Forest. Swamp. Plains. Plains. I guess I just cut straight down, I think. Ooh, this is gonna be brutal, man. I don't know if I'm ever gonna find how this boss is gonna go. I should keep an eye out for red mushrooms. What else am I getting low on? Nothing else. The raspberries and blueberries I can always re-up on. I have no copper, but I feel no need. I feel like no sense that I'm ever gonna need it, and I can always just like do an excursion to go find some. Black Forest, mountain. Do I know this mountain? No, I can at least tag it on the map. Ooh, this is a dead part of the game for sure. I think they probably balanced the way that it was as like a clumsy, ham-fisted difficulty measure. That like, is the whiny redditor was saying, as a solo, covering this much ground to find this boss is like one of those, I don't know, one of those ramping moments for sure. As I said, that's like 4 full four completely full plains that went through without seeing it. Normally you'd get the Vegvasir. In the Black Forest you just find it around in like one of those like little, in fact you would find it just in one of those little like grayling towers, and then the swamps you'd find it in the crypts pretty reliably. Okay. Oh. All right. So this is a little close to the coast. At least I know what I'm circumnavigating. Looks like a huge swamp of bone masses there. Actually, that's not true. The other swamp that bone mass was actually in was not terribly huge. What's this? Weird. Just the little tweaks of procedural generation. So straight down here, I think there's plains. We're into nighttime again. Jesus, this is a mission. Hey, buddy. I haven't seen one of those Grim Reapers in a while. That is the other thing. I guess probably all of my like pants shitting moments in this game more or less coincided with things that happened in the swamp. Like naked on a raft, trying to get back home. Reaper sailing out of the mist and killing me on my raft. That was the craziest thing ever happened. I'm not sure I was naked, but I was very much vulnerable regardless. That was the most shocked I've ever been. The first abomination coming out of the soil, as I said before, similarly absolutely fucking shocking. Okay, plane's there. Hold on, there's some planes above me? It's like a little tiny strip. Is it even worth checking out? I don't think so. I mean, I'll eventually have to go back down there. So for now, I should just go down. This might be a time where I take my fucking boat out again. So if I get into this coast, I think it's saying that over there... Oh. I think it's saying that over there is some planes starting. I can see it. Okay, so let's dip out of the swamp for a bit. There's another, like... There's another sucky boy. Alright. So, new swamp. Is it morning yet? Alright. No. So this looks like it could be a pretty big one. Oh my god. It's a fueling party. Alright. Do those two Desquitos, like, what? That's pretty wild. Two things just killed each other. Okay, so I'm gonna do the foods. And I'm going to, so I don't have to be too worried. And then I'm gonna just cover this whole place. And hopefully find another Stonehenge and move on with my real life. But I will occasionally stop to smash these guys with a mace. One block and one mace. Give me those skills. Yeah! Look at this guy. Jumping into the water to hit me. This guy's a fucking ninja. Clap. Give me the money. Give me the loot. Alright. Okay, obelisk. Tar. Is it dark for this bullshit, honestly? Ooh. Oh, that's bone fragment. Never mind. I don't want the bone fragments. I take it back. I'll now proceed to run for my life. Okay, this is one of those ones where I can't cross it. I have to find out everything that's there. What is this on the map? Mountain? Okay. Maybe it's because I saw the obelisk? Those are the fresh days. And things were different. Not the jaded man I've become. Alright, so this is a little more difficult in this dark visibility. But I have to canvas this entire fucking region. You start along the water. Although, honestly, the high ground would be better. But visibility is really bad right now anyway. Okay. This might honestly be like a boating opportunity. Of like going along these and then stopping at every plains and running around, I guess, and having like a stockpile of stuff on your ship. And just keep looking. Yeah, I guess I was right. There does seem to be some mountainous terrain around. Yeah, the plains are barren as fuck. My boy Kai was right. Desquito trophy, nobody wants that. I guess I'll keep it for a lack of a better option. Alright, what's going on in the travels of Harold? Still your mind, traveler. Odin speaks to those who listen. Here in this barren land, one of the Forsaken Ones dwells. He is an ancient sorcerer twisted by bitterness, dragging what remains of his broken body across the sands. Surely Odin will smile upon the warrior who can vanquish this abhorrence. See? Teaser! Now just tell me where he is, and I'll take care of him for you, Odin. Intervene on my behalf. Like the ancient gods are wont to do. How do you pronounce that? W-O-N-T. Like, he is wont to do such a thing. Is it won't? Won't? One of those words you only read, never hear anyone say. A lot of these little pussy strips of plains near mountains. I've seen a lot of those. All this food. For what? Am I gonna have to do this whole thing? Get back? I guess this is my pre-dinner chore. Hopefully it pays off. Is that ocean down there? No. Okay, I do want skill points. Ow. Ow. No stamina. Can you fuck off? It's the spear guy. It is my total lack of stamina. Can you come back here, please? I apologize for everything. What exactly am I hitting here? There you go. It's kind of like Greg. It's kind of like Ober. Oh fuck! I died so far from home. Oh my god. This is kind of like an Ober. This is an Oberyn versus Gregor Clegane moment. When I eventually catch them, they're doomed. But those guys, they get the last laugh. Because I am just wasting so much time now. My food is ruined. And I'm very, very, very far from home. Look how far from home that is. I think I might take my ship there. That'd be faster than running this whole way. Poof, that's brutal. Okay, I'm gonna take a couple, This will be the last thing I do today, I think. Retrieve that shit. All right. And we're off. Should probably get the motor buff. Whatever. Alright, so we are probably going along here and then down. We should get there fairly soon. It's not too onerous. What did I just hit? If I go a little more right, I might be able to catch some actual wind. Hey, how you doing? I'm good. I'm retrieving my corpse. Always the most fun, most entertaining part of this game, obviously. Everyone loves that. What am I hitting? Yeah, I mean, it's better than not retrieving your corpse. That's worse. I managed to avoid the Kraken out of in my lake so far. He's like having a dog chained up in your house who also bites you, but keeps out intruders. It's the perfect mix. Oh, you're one of those. All right, well, fuck off then. Okay, so I just dip around here. A very far walk, but a very short sail. Oh, the cat wants back in. Poor baby. Okay, I go straight ahead here. I'm going to pause so I don't get taken by a Kraken. Right back. Baby. Yeah. Oh, good girl. Oh, you're so cute. Yes, you are. Good girl. You have a good time outside? Go eat the neighbor's kibble? Yeah. Yeah. Good girl. Turn your head. It scabs on her head from bug bites. And then the fur sticks to it, and you can pull these little tufts of fur. Yeah. Good girl. I haven't brushed in a couple of days. I have to turn to the wind here, that's unlucky. One thing I wonder about is why all the bots, why all the graphic arts bots ask you if you stream they all ask you if you either stream other games or if you stream every day. I guess it's sort of like just like a basic question to ask people that most people will respond to out of vanity. This seems like the two stock questions all the scripts ask you. Phew, this is brutal, man. Do you double question mark me? Is that who you think you are? Boom. Question mark me, then double question mark me. First ban feels good. It's kind of a waste because it's a random bot that'll just make a new account. But you know, that's how these things work. There has to be consequences. What's that? Chubby little fish? Little groupers? Alright, so here. And then take a soft right. We can probably go a little more right here. Get some waves. Get some fucking surf, some fucking wind, dude. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Alright. So, this is a shockingly low point in the tempo of the game to have to find this Vegvisir when I've only found one Stonehenge so far. And I've covered a lot of plains. So this is a very strange... to speak on design principles, this is a very strange choice of tempo to have this happen. To have so few of these Stonehenges, and then even if you do find one, it doesn't even necessarily have the Vegvisir there. What a curious choice of design philosophies. Okay, I want to get closer to the far wall. Alright, let's go. Come on, pick up pace here. Look at these fish having a great time. Okay, we found the Black Forest. Progress. And now we shouldn't have to go south for too long. Unfortunately, we're going to the wind the whole time. But it's still better than running. Running with the shift and the stamina. No bueno. The difference between the choice of things to do on Twitch and YouTube is Twitch is like your average viewers, but YouTube is like just total everything, total shorts views, or total amount of subscribers. So like you're kind of like almost incentivized to do like a dump, but I guess it might hurt your like algorithmic influence to put on stuff that people don't watch. I guess that's the consideration. Am I beaching myself? No, it's temporary. It's a temporary lull. The thing with if you have one of these crafting things you do that has nails in it, that's kind of like you do that instead of having a forge. You need the forge to make the nails, but that's to kind of like you think that you maybe need like a forge or something like that to make a boat, but it ain't the case. Okay, is that meadow up there? Is that gonna be plains? If that's plains, I'm a little frightened. It looks like meadow because it's not birch trees. But it's pretty open. It says meadow there. So we gotta follow this coastline, but not close enough to get death skeetoed. Yeah, it's a meadow, alright. That was another time I was very shocked in this game. Maybe not I'm not sure, like a top 5 moment or whatever it was. But going to one of those little collections of wooden villages in the meadow, and then fucking Draugr coming out. Yikes. Okay, we're doing a little slaloming around that. One of the most recent things that was very shocking in this game is when a lox bit me, and I sailed backwards and survived the bite, but did not survive the fall to my doom afterwards. That was a highlight. I like that one a lot. Jeez, they're really like fucking giving it to me here with the wind. It's gonna turn back around when I get around too. It's just on the cusp of being white. What's the far side? Looks like Black Forest. I know a coniferous tree when I can see one. I know a coniferous tree when I can see one. All these like soaking wet blue jays staggering up to the birdhouse all day. They're like not exactly the standard blue and white color they normally are. They're looking a little bit draggled. There we go. Wind finally. I feel like they're kind of souring on the birdhouse nuts. Maybe they want different stuff at different parts of the season. Or maybe because like the beef suet, the beef tallow suet with mealworms is less appealing to them. I mean, I can't complain. They were like absolutely fucking chewing through things in May. Like a kilogram a week. For a blue jay? Madness. Okay, this is all meadows. I'm getting hungry, oh my god. It's because I didn't eat lunch. I just had a really big breakfast. I guess I stop at 5:30. It's not bad to be a little hungry sometimes. I'm trying to cut some belly fat. You're not supposed to be above 15% body fat, generally speaking, or else you get some sort of like hormonal disruptions, etc. Or like you're not exactly at full health. And I'm like for sure between 15 and 20, probably closer to 20. Last time I checked was last summer. I was like 18.5, with a kind of high visceral fat, which is kind of why my belly's not flat, because I think the fat's like under the stomach. Not good. But it's like a balance, right? If you're always like a skinny guy, you want to be eating more. But for the last couple of years that I was skinny, I was also kind of like skinny fat, just from like not being the guy who worked out that much and eating not that great. So yes, having more muscle, it speeds up your metabolism. But it's still ultimately better to lose the belly fat. Okay, I guess we're going over here to this continent. Good girl. At least I have the wind on my back, roughly speaking, for this like big ocean crossing. Okay, we're almost there. Having to get picked up. This is like getting picked up by your mom because you missed the last bus. That's what this boat pickup is like. You're not too close to shore, please. Wow, I have no healing. You have literally no health regen if you don't eat. The problem with this is if I leave my boat here, I might get wrecked. What the fuck was that? Tar pit? I do have to check this area out. May just have to leave it far from shore. This is not a bad place. I can just like get to one of these shoals and it's still pretty far off to the side. But the problem is if it's too far. Those like planes on the other side too. So if you take it, if it's too far from the shore, then if it gets destroyed by something, you can't recover the utensils, and then that's a huge loss. But if it's too close, you're more likely to get attacked, right? I'm going to err on the side of too close, so I can at least recover it. Okay, let's go get our shit. Hopefully these dastardly fueling starts aren't still here, though they usually tend to stay there for a little bit. So I need to get my gear and I need to explore this continent. I also know there's another plane directly south of here now that I think about it, but I should at least mark it on the map for posterity so I know. But mostly I want to be checking out planes that are close to... What the fuck? There it is. Mostly I want to be checking out... Mostly I want to be checking out planes that are close to teleporters, obviously. It's much easier to be doing this during the day. Okay, I got a nice little corpse run to live on. Let's go do some scouting. 191 HP in a dream. Oh yeah, look at this. It's like having Eikthyr all over again. Okay, it's good to know there's other planes nearby. My excursions can continue. I still have a decent amount of food. It's at least clarifying that I don't think I have to go toward those villages anymore. Yeah, it was a tar pit. That's why I did that big bloop drop. That was funny. I'm not fucking with any of that stuff right now. I'm just on pure fucking planeswalker mode right now. So my boat is here. Very good to clarify that. Here I should still mark this. No. Piss off. I guess I could also scout it out to see if it does have those Vegdazirs. Oh, you let me know. Itch. So there's two. I was wondering why they were attacking in such rapid succession. Okay, so At least it only took me like less than half a day to... At least it only took me less than a full day to get here. I think that Berserker's come my way. Okay, so... I guess I'll ring around the mountain and then loop back. There's another lore thing over there. Maybe I'll check that out. God, I would love to have Spyglass in this game. Okay, we know this one already. Okay. He's like, I thought there was a guy here. What happened? Interesting tall tower over there. That seems like a new thing. What is that? This is another encouraging new detail. So I guess the planes, they really do like make pretty fucking thin. What the fuck is happening here? This looks like something I could have a Vegazir in. Like, there's nothing about being close to them that helps this thing go better. They just will eventually choose to attack. So let's storm this fucking base. Please, God, give me the Vegazir. Can't barely see shit. It's cool to have the first one of something. You gonna throw spears at me? Yeah. It's all spiky up here. What is all that? Just stone? There's nothing up here except a chest, which I can't even see. I feel like I haven't seen this icon in a very long time that is now suddenly here again. So again, nothing of interest on this extremely tall, cool castle, yes? Just to clarify? Alright, got it. No, it's fine. No, we'll just keep going. Use my dorky little fucking headlamp. Alright, so nothing else here? What a rip. I should like literally just use my speedy boy gear. Until such a point that I can't. Na, 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 na. This is a pretty big plains. That part at least is encouraging. What are you getting stuck on there, bud? No one's pleased to be doing this at night. And hopefully my ship will be still there when I get back. I mean, at least the parts of my ship will be there when I get back. That's all one can really hope for. Alright, so it looks like we've made the full loop. So I know we go left and along the coastline, right? Okay. Another obelisk. Ow. Can I block these guys with this gear? Let's find out. Yeah, fuck you. How's that? So this is where I came from. Later. Okay, now we go this way. Just to clarify, we now go this way along the edge, right? And then back to the ship. And then we take the ship south. Actually, we should maybe return the ship. To, you know, have a minimized regret. For the fuck is that? Locks, right? Maybe we best want to minimize our regret framework and take our ship home. But that's kind of a waste of time. Okay, so back way along here. Trace how much more plains there is. It's a nice little mountain. Let's play a little game called Is That a Deathsquito or Is That a Gull? I've played this game many times in the past week. Okay, get out of the fucking water. Thank you. At least that kind of cool little tower, right? No one's that unhappy about that. I mean, now I gotta deal with these dudes. 4 of them. Okay, so get close to the swamp border if you can. So you at least know what you're dealing with here. I thought I just heard a deer. You never know. Them swamps have got some wild shit in them sometimes. Alright, so there's another obelisk. There is another flame. Just to clarify there, wait. Just to clarify, there are no Vegviziers here. I'm now obligated to run for my life for the rest of my life. This looks like it is the start of the Black Forest, which is, you know, interesting. This is water. Over there, Black Forest, okay. Alright, cool. It's a big ass village. It's pretty cool to see one of those tower structures, I guess, you know? I mean, no one's like blown away by that. Fucking 4 fuelings and some more coins. Great. So run along the edge of the black water. For once in my life, managed to adequately recuperate my stamina. Another village here, but we've seen this one. This is, again, a little harder to do at night. Wait, what's that? It's a tanning rack? Yeah, it's a tanning rack. Alright. Fuck off, lads. See you all in hell. If that's not already where we are. I know I'm personally in hell right now looking for this fucking needle in a haystack. Okay, so that's it. At least, you know, there's clarity and closure. There's clarity and closure. I can't even kill a skull. Oh. You can kind of tell the severity of the blow by how far you get knocked back. Okay, avoid these locks so they don't destroy my boat. So that's it for this goddamn area, it seems like. I love the tar pits being like Agents of Chaos. Ow. Okay, let's stand our ground here for a second. Where'd he go? Fuck the Desquito go? Because he's off in search of different meat, I suppose. My boat is intact. We know there's nothing else here. We've done all this. All right, we out. Ow. The old double. All right. So we need to, at the very least, identify this as we see no evidence of planes here. And we have our boat with us. We should at least go south to identify this as a new area. Is my ship beached? No, it seems good. Okay, let's figure out this next area. This will be a very, very rough one to get killed on. Consider we have our boat with us and both of our ideal sets of gear for this activity. Excuse me. I mean, it's good to like check out the continent directly east of your own. So how much do I circumnavigate? I probably turn right here and then head home. But I'm gonna have to take this. I'm gonna have to take it back. It's 5 o'clock though. I should eat. And this is like a pretty long session overall. Well, it'll depend. I should go this way and see the extent of it. And just not go ashore. Oh wait, what's that? Ooh. I see a Stonehenge. Is this my salvation? Is there any problem with landing here? I don't think so. Okay. Ooh, I see a little bulge there. I got a little bulge of my own, if you ask me. Okay. Shoot this guy. Okay. Please, God. Ooh, this is lucky. It's just a single Stonehenge. It's not like the other thing. Oh my god, this is so lucky. Holy shit. It's not even far. Wow. Wow, this is so lucky to see this from the fucking coast, man. This is a great moment. Okay, so the question is really... Is there anything else that I would ever need from the plains? It's not clear that there is. The question I do have are, why is there not a new bow? Like, did I miss something? I guess I can look that up later. But for now, the intelligent move is to take my boat home. How's my boat health? Not bad. Do I have wood on me? No, I can just take this home. Maybe I should... Maybe I should repair it. Anyway, that is the luckiest thing that's happened to me in a long time. Is this meadow? And it's even like a little mini plane, so it's cheap, so it's cleaner to do. Holy cow. That is so lucky. How would you ever find that? That's unbelievable. 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 A single Stonehenge. Not even the big one. Wow. $50. Wow. $50. Wow. What's happening here? Oh, my inventory's full. Oh, look at that. Insane juke. Alright. Okay. We don't have to go through all this. Okay, what's filling my inventory? Beach seeds, Desquitos, bone fragments. We have enough wood, but we do want to get this fine wood if we can. Yeah, Donkey Kong Frozen Ape. Yeah. Okay. I guess for the interest of posterity, I'll mark that. Wow, I got so lucky there. I can't even explain it. This fucking dinky little thing is where the Vegwazir is. That in this little I could have just never seen this. If I had just like sailed in a different way, I would have never seen this plains. Oh my god, dude. Alright, I'm going home. I'm eating a delicious, spicy Cajun rice dish. Oh my god, I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky that it has happened. I could have wasted so much more time trying to find one of those things. That little insignificant tiny strip of plains is finally where it shows up. That's unbelievable. I have enough totems for 2 full summons of the boss, as far as I know. I think it said 5 on the site I was looking at. I don't feel bad. I don't like spoiling stuff in games, but I don't feel bad looking that up. That is obtuse as anything. I think it's just that generally the plains are pretty barren. Like, feels incomplete. Didn't they say this game is like... Is this game still like permanently in beta, basically? Even though they said they're on patch 1.5. Isn't that right? Or maybe I'm thinking of the Vampire Survivors one I saw. Whatever. See, I love this cat so much. She's a hard one to show it to. She's affectionate, but like on her terms, you know what I mean? Like, she'll jump on your legs, but she's not necessarily gonna like... She will purr. You can hear her purring quietly if you pick her up. But like... She's not gonna ask to be picked up. She's not gonna be really happy about it. She's gonna kind of wait to be put down to some degree. Just get everything kind of on her terms a little bit. But I'm the same way, so I understand that. Maybe some part of me rubbed off on her without me necessarily realizing it. Wait, where am I going? Wrong way. And now we zoom home. Get that tailwind, baby. Oh. Alright, so fucking redemption in the end. I was worried that I was going to have to run through like 3-4 more planes. It is interesting though. You go through like 3 enormous planes, you see very little, and then you go through a couple more and you start to see like a Stonehenge circle, or you see that sort of like fueling tower. So there is stuff there. Like I still entertain the possibility that there is more stuff on the planes that I haven't encountered yet. But it is very strangely designed in terms of how sparse it is. Maybe somewhere in the middle is like just the whole game is like generally underpopulated with like fun stuff to do. You know what I mean? The gameplay loop and the progression loop is so awesome, and they do such a good job of finding stuff that you pick up and encounter that then opens up recipes for you. They do such a good job of that. But just everything is light. everything. These. Oh, it's a swamp. So I need to veer north. This is weird. Imagine this is the swamp you live on. It's pretty good. It's like living in Costa Rica or something. Oh, what's wrong, baby? Did I interrupt you? Did I interrupt the nap? Okay, pretty good session. So my options with my Valheim recordings, while I go like this, and should generally look like I can steer clear of everything, I'm going to make a little tally here. So let's take a look at this. The first one is 22, 12, 12. Is that not correct? Yeah. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is this okay? Let me just check. Is this all Valheim? Yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 16, 20, 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. So I have like 60 Valheim videos. So that's like 120 hours. Which means even me going over it is painful. There's more coming. I kind of feel, generally speaking, that like some sort of combination of just like archivally dumping and then making like a mega mix is the better way to do it. But the thing is, like, I can't, unless I want to rip the shitty files. This is weird. I've never seen anything like this. Unless I want to, I'm in the Bermuda Triangle right now. Unless I want to rip the shitty file size ones off Twitch, which are, I can't even, they're all gone. I only have like 60 or 30 days savings on Twitch. I think it's 60 days. It's whatever you get with Twitch Prime. 60 days? 90? Something? So, I wouldn't be able to delete everything until I finish doing a mega mix. And the mega mix would be like a highlight video. So that would be the boss fights. Right? The boss fights in a base tour is the mega mix, right? That's not that bad to do. I'm not gonna be able to do the base tour till I finish. That's such a the thing is weird about that is that it's such a small part of Valheim. Like the boss fights. But like so much of it is downtime. Oh, whatever, I'll figure it out. I'm just talking myself. I'm trying to talk my way through it while I'm just like idly sailing. These rocks are just like, this is a hazardous area. Shipwreck Cove. Okay, looks like the Blue Jays are actually going for the... I'm so interested in the Blue Jays eating my stuff. I got, when my folks came, they helped me like kind of green the place up by getting me like the herb garden box and 2 plant pots. And this was the middle of May. So there was like being in Canada and a relatively cold part of Canada, even though I'm like as south as it can be, basically. I'm kind of like higher altitude. There was a couple more frosts. And so like my 2 basil plants and my chili pepper and a couple of the flowers that were in one of the flower pots all died. And the basil did not come back, but I cut off the chili pepper to the stem and it's growing back, but it won't do anything this summer. But it's just kind of cool. I'm just proud for it. I'm just proud of it for, like, you know, displaying life force and vitality. So I really have to replant those. It's like mid-June now. If you're gonna like put flowers and like things in your herb garden, you have to like basically do it by now. I just like every time I go out, like I basically do errands around after going to the gym before I come home. But like it's just always like the bare minimum. I don't feel like doing it. Besides buying food for myself, which I love doing. I don't like all those little dinky tasks like going to like a garden center and shit. I just never want to do it. I have time in the day to do it, and I like being like, I don't know. I just want to get home. I just want to get home. I want to have my cappuccino. I want to have my breakfast. I want to sit down here. Even right now, during a time where like I'm not like deep in some game that I really want to play. Valheim is more like you're kind of cruising. It's like mellow time, but you can't just always be in mellow time. It's so funny when you're starting off, you're like marking everything. Copper Grove, you need copper and troll caves and dungeons and everything. Now it's like just graffiti. Alright, come on, let's go. The wind was, I told you, the wind was against me both ways when I went east and west. Just the way she goes. This boat is so comically oversized. There's so much downtime in Valheim. Someone came into my chat the other day who had 3,000 hours in the game. I feel like I have a lot at like 300. 3,000 hours. 3,000. The stuff their builds were like actually super sick though. Alright, I'm glad that worked out the way that it did. That could have been a lot worse. And to find it, oh, sweet vindication. I can sleep well tonight. Then leg day tomorrow. I can sleep well tomorrow too. Just fucking adrift at sea here. I'm like a flat-bottomed merchant barge that just saw the what are those guys called? How'd you do? What are those guys called that the Theon Greyjoy is from? What are those people called? The Island of Pike or whatever. Yeah, what are those guys called? The Grey... They're like the Reavers. Victarion Greyjoy is one of them. What's that whole race of people called again? Or like that people, I forget. The something Islanders? Anyway, yeah, that was really one of the most striking things of my most recent read through of the Game of Thrones books. Was like talking about like because they had really fast raiding ships that were rowed, usually by slaves. So like if you have no wind and you're like a merchant ship stuck out at sea between ports, and then you see like the one of those Greyjoy, like one of those like Reaver ships on the horizon, you're like, we're dead. We're enslaved and murdered and everything else. And it's like the worst, most horrifying feeling. God, that'd be crazy. That was like a insane moment. I was reading something on Twitter today that was talking about how Valyria and Gis, G-H-I-S, they're like historic to empires in Essos, in the Song of Ice and Fire books, are based on Carthage and Rome. And that Carthage was like built on like slavery, etc. And then Rome kind of adopted it from them. It's pretty interesting. Because the doom of Valyria is kind of like the fall of the Roman Empire to some degree, just with fantastical elements. Pretty cool. George R. R. Martin has always said that like a lot of the Game of Thrones books is based on the War of the Roses, which I think is like England in the 1500s or 1600s or something. I'm not sure. I actually have no idea what century it is. The War of the Roses was like a famous group of a lot of people vying for power with like a ton of betrayals and like mini events, etc. Pretty sweet. In history, there are always lessons and models. It was a hell of a famous show, for sure. Like, really tanked its own reputation, but it was hugely influential for like the kind of shows that are on TV now. Had a really good combination of like cheap young unknowns, young stars, and then like the creme de la creme of British actors in many ways, or a ton of really good British actors. That's a really good way to combine it. They had all those like different places all over the world they were filming on, getting various tax credits in like fucking Ireland and Serbia and Africa or the Middle East, wherever they were. Very smart like show production. They really made a shithole of it later, but just because they were trying to rush it. Each one of the later seasons is like that meme of like there's a picture of a real horse and then there's like a child's drawing of a horse for the front half. It's kind of like what the show is like. God, we're going into headwinds this whole time. Okay, I'm gonna stick closer to the shore in case that kraken is there. I'd like to get home. I don't have anything valuable on the boat, but it's still my boat. It's annoying to lose. The only thing that can kill my boat is storms. You got it? I put on my nightlight for a little coziness. Yeah. There he is. The protector of the lake. Chief Annoyance Officer. Just making his patrol. That guy has lived there in that lake for the entire game. He's just been my buddy. I'm so happy he's there. He's got like a reddish color to him. I think he's actually like a starred serpent, because normally they're black and then some of them are reddish. So this is just his inlet. Here be krakens. If this was like an old school map, that's what it would say. All right, we got some juice. Alright, here we go. Cruising home. Like a dog racing to the front door when it sees its house. My parents' dog was like that. It was like a fat, lazy Bernese Mountain Dog that would walk and dawdle and just like sniff poles the entire time that you'd be walking it. And then if it would see the house, it would sprint to the house and run around on the porch. It's like, homie, why would you use that energy earlier? So weird. Just wanted to be a leisurely sniffer. To take forever to go like 400 meters. Oy vey. Alright. Take it in easy. Take it in easy. No overturns. Oh, I'm gonna miss it again. It's so hard. I never get it. Alright, we're in. Perfect. Flawless. Literally flawless. Okay, can we repair some shit? Do I have wood? I do have wood. Okay, so... okay, so crafting, building, wood beam 1, wood beam 2. Okay, how much do I have on me? 15. Good. So I can build a workbench here. I should just put a workbench somewhere around here, such that I'll put it over here where I never. Where's a good spot to put it? In here. This is unobtrusive. There's this open map in the event sniping started to get boring. That's too good. Alright. That sounds pretty good, man. How many human competitors were there? Okay, we're good. All my made-up barriers are back. Does my boat need repairs? A little bit, I guess. Okay. Repair the stairs. Which are underwater this whole time. Everything's good. We have some stuff to return, including a beech seed, a little bit of wood and fine wood, 8 blood bags and a feather, some needles, some black metal ore, which I don't need, but I somehow still seem to have. And then I return my secondary set. I pick up the various things that have been harvesting. Full set of coal in there. Get a 10 pack of black iron going like usual. 10? No, not 19, 10. Slide that shit in there. Yeah. Okay, what else I got on me? Okay, return the black metal. Put the coal in here, doesn't really matter. Pick up the linen. Boy, it's been a while since I've checked my farm. But again, we're at a point now where nothing's really important anymore. So I'll put my coins into here. I mean, that's pretty fun. How many people play the game typically? Okay, put away my old Wolfie set. This Wolfie set has been very cool. I really enjoyed it a lot. Having a sprinter's special for getting back to where you're going. The nice touch. Okay, so eventually I would like to start my pets and start my hunting. I might do that as a little break before I start the Mistlands. But for now, that is enough of Valheim for now. Yeah, like, is there servers with, like, max amounts of people? Or is it all, like, in one? Does it, like, spike for events? Are there, like, instanced events? How does it work? Okay. One there. This is my standard one. Go to sleep. Sleep is a river and dreams are life, fish. You wake in the morning with your net empty. You wake in the morning with your net empty. I watched a lot of Ingmar Bergman movies, and I love the way Swedish sounds like English, and the way that they talk, generally speaking, is very funny to me. During the week's 30, during the week less than 10, yeah. Dedicated fucking core of people, I like that. Alright, I'm gonna go make myself a shrimp and ham jambalaya with various vegetables in it, and practice it, and it's going to be done in the cast iron pan. Swedish is so similar to English in like how many words are basically the same in both languages. Like you almost feel like you can understand what they're saying. It's so interesting. Like people, I don't know what people think English is like from, but you can totally see those like Scandinavian fucking I don't know, whatever people would back, the Normans or whoever would have been back then, that like constantly invading Breton and Britain, and like how much of influence they are. It's so interesting. German a little bit the same too. You see a lot of words that are analogous, like almost more words than like French and Italian and Spanish seem similar to like Swedish, etc. But they have basically the voice I was doing there was more like Werner Herzog than it is a Swedish voice. But either there's more jumps in the talk for Swedish. German is more like this, or at least Werner Herzog is more like this. A great cave painting, alive with the illumination of 1,000 stars. It was a beautiful chicken. The man lived in the forests of the Philippines for 30 years after the war. But you have more of like a German does sound aggressive when it gets into the noises. Ugh. The long 25 letter words. Yeah. Germans are very funny. Like if you talk about if you do small talk with a German, they just answer with like the sensible solution, being like, yeah, it's kind of annoying, like kind of worried, like I might be getting a little bit fatter or something. Like, well, just eat less. Or like all those things. Like there's not a lot of like banter, like that kind of time wasting, filling the air conversational banter with Germans. They just give you sensible suggestions to solve your problem. I notice that a lot. It's like, yes, we'll just do the obvious thing. It's the sensible, logical solution. Like, I wonder how much was built into your language. You know what I mean? Like the thought processes and systems of thought within a nation's language surely like affect the way they think to some degree. German is like one of like the big examples for that. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. It's time to eat. My shrimp is thawing. I'm